There's a bunch of Black American men that have settled in Nairobi or settling in Nairobi, and they're making content around Kenyan women being soft, feminine, sweet, and they are being treated like kings compared to how they are being treated in America. And as a Kenyan woman, I'll be honest, is the money, bro. Is the dollar that you came with from USA.
People got a lot of stuff to say about passport bros, but I'm here to tell y'all, passport bros are here to save y'all monkey ass. If y'all don't know, y'all better understand this if you don't understand anything else. Be careful for what you say to a person that can control your whole economic foundation. Y'all better be careful, because one thing about me is that I'm the final boss and I don't tolerate shit. So you women better recognize right now, you're dealing with the final boss. Sharper than a razor, baby. Don't play with me. I'm everything your man could want to be. I'm tall, I'm handsome, I'm fit, I'm rich. I got the education, and I'm from America. So level up, you ain't ready.
And for clarity purposes, showing your titties on TikTok every single day doesn't make you a high value man.
So apparently one of the low-functioning passport bros got a hold of my video, and he was feeling salty about it and has been running around the internet addressing me. I wasn't aware. My friend just sent me the video. So because he's American and he's from America, I had to find something American, to wear to address this fool. He said that they have come to dominate Kenya or Africa, I don't know. And my question is, dominate where? Dominate where? With what? An accent and tattoos and some pocket change? You cannot compete where you don't compare.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren
and I'm Maureen. So this being the last day of the month, it seems like a new beef is brewing up in Kenya between Black American passport bros and Kenyan women.
Right, you might ask yourself though, why is this happening, right? I'm sure a lot of you have come across the kind of content where passport bros in Kenya are encouraging their brothers to come into Kenya because according to them, they're gonna be finding a different breed of women compared to what they're used to in America, right?
Right, and some Kenyan women, some of course, right? They came out to address these Black American men, and they said that not all Kenyan women will be the type of women they're describing. There are some Kenyan women who are good at chopping your money,
right? They're only
your money,
right? They're only with them because of the dollar, right?
Right, and some Black Americans didn't take this. Not all Black Americans. Let me correct it. Yeah,
right.
Some passport bros didn't take this the right way, of course.
As we are being specific, I feel like I'm gonna mention his name because I feel like over and above he was doing all this to gain clout, and I feel like that is happening. But not all fame is good fame. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this guy is called Brandon, or he goes by the name Leroy.
Right,
so,
and he was. He had made an announcement, I don't know if it's early this year or late last year. He wanted to run for a parliamentary seat in Kenya come 2027, because that is when we are having our next general election.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest, the route he started taking to gain popularity, I don't feel like he will go very far, because he called Kenyans monkeys. And mind you, he's also Black. Just as Black as we are, the way Black Americans also come in different shades. He literally is
our shade.
The same shade we are, Right. And then he called Kenyans monkeys, and Kenyans came out and they were quick to point out that he's also Black. And if we are monkeys, he's another monkey in the country,
in the jungle.
Right. So it's just a lot of drama, guys. But let us look at this and hear what they had to say, and then you come back and talk about it.
Before we go into the videos, guys, I'm just gonna say this for free. The last person who publicly came out and trended on social media calling Kenyans a monkey was a Chinese national,
and he was deported and he was banned from ever coming back to Kenya.
Right. And for Brandon, women are starting a campaign where they want Brandon to be deported. And I have to say, Brandon, you have to tread carefully, because if this gains traction, you're gonna be going out of Nairobi running, because it looks like he's trying to build a life in Nairobi for himself.
And if it gains distraction, because right now the political class is looking for
Right.
anything to appease the people, you know.
Right.
So if they can also jump in on this drama, if it becomes big, they will make him their project.
And this will be very, very bad for the other Black Americans who
are
come
coming
with good
in the country.
intentions because of one person like Brandon who wants
to control his impulses.
Yeah.
Because you know, even if both parties, they were talking pretty disrespectfully.
It got to a disrespectful level,
stage, right?
Yeah.
So if both parties could find a way to air out their points in a respectful manner,
Right.
I feel like the message could have been passed clearly.
Right,
But they
guys,
lost it in between.
Yeah, let's dive into the videos compilation we made for you, and then we come back and talk about it. Let us know what you think about this video in the comment section.
Do you think Brandon was on the wrong? Do you think the
he was
Kenyan women
justified for acting the way he did?
Do you think the Kenyan women were on the wrong for telling them what to expect with other Kenyan women?
Right.
Or do you think both of them were on the wrong?
And I have to tell you, if you're coming into Africa, they normally say have intentions.
Yeah.
Because the way you package yourself, you're gonna meet that crowd.
Yeah, if you package yourself a certain way, you are gonna attract that
kind of crowd.
But if you package yourself in a business mentality differently, you're also gonna meet those good people.
Yeah, and I feel like these women were addressing the kind of packaging Brandon has, but we'll come back with our commentaries, guys.
There's a group of Black American men who have been creating content about life in Kenya, and they're encouraging other men to leave the US and come settle down in Kenya for many reasons, including the obvious ones. Weather is great, it's not so expensive compared to the US, people are friendly, but more importantly, they're encouraging men to move to Kenya because of the women. They're calling Africa, and especially Kenya, the hope for masculinity and a man's paradise. They say that Kenyan women, number one, are very beautiful and attractive, but more than this, they say that women in Kenya are very feminine, soft, and submissive.
The thing is, Kenyan women are so soft and kind and feminine.
And women, their voices are soft, their voices are tiny, and the way they move.
They're being treated like kings here without even having to put in so much effort, that they only need to send text messages at the right time. And these women, we women, are melting in their arms.
My experience, they kind of just melt in your arms. They kind of just fall in your arms. I don't really have to do much. I don't have to put in that much effort. The most effort that I have to put in is to send messages accordingly at the correct times of the day and be consistent with messaging. As long as you do that, I don't see how you can not be successful.
Their main challenge is actually having to say no, picking and choosing, because the options of good women are too many. The applications are too many. They cannot believe it because they say women in Kenya exist in their femininity naturally. There's a bunch of Black American men that have settled in Nairobi or settling in Nairobi, and they're making content around Kenyan women being soft, feminine, sweet, and they are being treated like kings compared to how they are being treated in America. And as a Kenyan woman, I'll be honest, is the money, bro. Is the dollar that you came with from US Hey that is giving you that level of treatment. Let the dollar run out, Troy. Let the money run out. That's when you will find out that Kenyan women can also be rude and disrespectful. You want to play with Nairobi dating scenes with no finance, Troy? It's not the accent that is sustained that relationship. It's not the bling bling. It's not the dreadlocks. It's not the fact that you're saying you're related to Kanye West. It's not the fact that you're saying you're former producer of Drake. It's not the fact that you're saying that you know Beyonce from the blog. No. It's not the hip hop songs. It's the fact that you came with a dollar sign. Let the money run out. That's when you will find out that in Kenya, money speaks multiple languages. I know they're not telling you the truth. It's not because you have the most charming personality. It's not the fact that you have a nice accent and you have, nice culture. Leroy, is the dollar. When the dollar runs out, that's when you'll find out the truth. In Kenya, we say, mapenzi ni pesa. Pesa ikiisha, mapenzi imeisha. Asanteni.
Listen up. Let me put y'all on game real quick. I see some ladies out here talking reckless about passport bros, but be careful running that mouth. Sweetheart, listen here. Cuz those ain't facts, those are lies. First off, let's talk numbers. Since it seems that there's a disconnect, the average Kenyan woman is out here making $200 a month. Meanwhile, passport bros are bringing in anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 a month consistently. That's a minimum, 25 times your income. And y'all still want to talk? Let's not forget, deep down, you want what we have, the lifestyle, the stability, the opportunity. If y'all didn't, you wouldn't be so pressed about the passport bros. Are you doing? And don't let it get it twisted. We're better in every way. Better educated, better looking, better providers, and definitely better options. So the next time you feel the need to run that mouth, maybe take a second to reflect. You're throwing rocks at the kings from a glass house. We're out here thriving while you're struggling to make ends meet. Let that sink in. Keep our names out your mouth unless you're ready to level up and meet the standard. Passport bros are the upgrade. You just mad you can't meet our standards.
This is a comment that is coming from the video that I made about the Black Americans settling in Kenya. And some people are saying that I should have spoken Swahili so that, you know, they don't get it. But I want them to know in advance before they start saying, oh, Kenya women, Kenya this, Kenya that. I already told you, Leroy, it's the dollar that is giving you king treatment. So make sure the dollar doesn't run out. The moment you arrive in Kenya, with that your minimum KFC, McDonald's salary that you've been saving, make sure you put it in a business or something that can be sustainable long term. Because when the money will dry, and in Nairobi there are no gangs that you know you can join. There are no, hold business that you already know you don't have connections to be doing for you to get money. You don't have an education to back up to go and look for a decent job. You're going to see pepper you've never seen. You see the way your American women will disrespect you and still feed you. The Kenyan one will disrespect you, not feed you, and throw you out of the house and call the police. After all, you're an immigrant. You are a foreigner. They don't know you. And the police will also extort you. So my advice to Black American moving to Kenya and these passport bros, when you go to Kenya with the money you have saved from your country, please find a job or a business or something that is sustainable to sustain your life back in Kenya, because you will not survive one day in Nairobi without money. Especially you being an immigrant and an American, and the stereotypes that Americans have money, nobody will be feeling sorry for you. So I'm sorry, somebody said I should not tell them, but yes, let me tell them so that they say they were told. When they find themselves in trouble, they should not play the naivety game and ignorant. I have told you. Sustain your money. I said.
There's this Black American man by the name of Brandon who lives here in Kenya who loves calling himself a high-value man. He did a video criticizing Kenyan men, saying that Black American men are better than Kenyan men because they are more ambitious and they have swag, they have culture, they can stand out in a room if they walked in, the usual blah, blah, blah nonsense. Even though our dearly beloved hardly earns enough money to afford a proper apartment in New York. Yeah? Then he goes ahead and replies to a certain girl who did a video stating that Black American men here in Kenya might be receiving a lot of attention because they are assumed to have a lot of money, which most of them don't even earn a lot of money. Trust me, babes. Usibebe ufala. Dearly beloved did a video replying akasema that he called us monkeys, basically. He called us monkeys. And all I can say is that, first of all, we are not offended. We are glad you can identify one of your own. So welcome home, our former Homo erectus buddy. Let us now find the bananas so that we can share, because, the guests are here. The tea, iko kwa moto, okay? kwanza tutaongeza maji kwa hiyo maziwa because we are peasants na umeacha ng'ombe huko kwenu Texas ama Kentucky or something. I don't know. I don't remember where the cows belong. Labda utuambie kama ulienda hata shule nzuri huko US. Because this guy actually had the audacity to say, Ati, you know you shouldn't even be addressing me because I can do something to your economy. And I'm like, he, dearly beloved, was nothing even in US. He was not a dent maker in US. Why would he do anything in Kenya? Like, you are nothing, I'm a nobody in US, and you're nobody today here in Kenya. Like, oh, wacha kudhani Tattoo City imekufikisha mbali. Like, and for clarity purposes, showing your titties on TikTok every single day doesn't make you a high value man.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about the videos we just played you, right? Okay, one thing I have to say here is that I felt like to some degree, these ladies, they were telling them, let me just be honest with you guys, I wouldn't want to be dishonest to you, our audience, and there's a level of trust. Faces, yeah, there's a level of trust you've bestowed on us, right?
Right.
So Brandon, what they said is true. Brandon and the people who think like him, they're gonna meet the type of people they're packaging themselves to meet.
And you know, well, because of how they've packaged themselves and how they'll attract those kind of women, they will eat their money with no
you'll come
remorse.
out of Africa broke and you won't have, because what skill can you bring into Africa? I'm not saying that you can't, but what can you monetize in Africa that will give you the kind of money you brag to have? You understand?
And once you've made that money, find a good woman who will help you multiply it, not who will squander the money.
Yeah, another thing, even doctors complain of payment. Obviously, payments, even if you're a doctor, they vary from geographical locations.
Yeah.
A doctor in America is paid way better than a doctor in Africa, right? In Kenya, Nigeria, where, right? So, what I was saying is Kenya is a very conservative country. Like, we are laid back compared to the West, right? And so, what do I mean by this? In Africa, you wouldn't find a man casually walking like bare chest without a shirt going
showing
to the shop.
Titties.
Exactly. We don't see male titties in the street.
Unless you are going to a public swimming pool, then you'll see male
titties. Yeah. Why are we saying this?
Or unless you're going to a beach in Mombasa or the coastal region, you'll see titties.
That kind of, you know, public showcase is allowed. But out in the street,
even mechanics in Kenya don't show their chest. They usually wear vests.
Right. So why are we saying this? Brandon, the way he does his videos, he appears all the time.
I've never seen him with a shirt, you'd come to think of it.
He normally likes to brag of or boast of how he has a good body,
how tall he is, and then he does this where he raises the titties.
Yeah, so what are we saying? Look at the place where you're
branding.
Going to the branding of your own self, because if you cannot attract a good woman,
high value woman,
yeah, he claims to be high value. He might be high value here in Africa,
and therefore I think he's looking for also a high value woman.
But the only person
he says he is a high value man.
But the only person you're gonna attract like that is gold diggers, and you know that word I can't say on camera that starts with a W. And those are the only type of women you're gonna attract. And then you're gonna come out of Kenya or Africa saying how African women they all love money and they've eaten your money. Because I'm also trying to understand. There's also another point he made where he was talking about contributing to the Kenyan economy.
And you know that is very funny, because in some video also we couldn't place all of them here, right? So in some video, a Kenyan woman said that Brandon had addressed this point. So I don't know, it's just alleged, right? That he was asked,
he responded.
Yeah, that Brandon responded by saying that how he contributes to the economy is that he has hired a housemaid and house help, and he has also hired a Kiswahili teacher. And then Kenyans came for him in the comment section. Of course, they were saying, if that is the only thing he brings to the Kenyan economy, how many Kenyan households have house managers? In Kenya, we don't call house helps, we call them house managers. So many people are just saying that in Kenyan households, the only thing he provides, then Kenyan households are providing the same value he's providing to the economy.
Right. And Matthew, let me just tell you something. Brandon talked about how Passport Bros comes with $5,000 to $15,000. $5,000, to be honest, honest, in Kenya, that's a rich person.
That's a rich person. You live well.
You live well in the finer parts of whatever place you
want to live. So in that aspect, he was right.
He was right. That's around 647,000 in Kenyan shillings. You see the difference, guys. It even sounds like a lot of money because it is a lot of money, you know.
And it can help you live well too.
Exactly. And it's not a big population. That's like the 1%ers who live like that, who earn between that amount to whatever million.
Not 1%ers. People who earn $5,000, I think they're the upper middle class. I think they're the
because
upper
we
middle
also
class,
have
the doctors, the lawyers
people.
And stuff like that.
Right, because we also have wealthy people. So here, the doctors make that kind of money, lawyers make that kind of money, you know. So it's not just, it's like Leroy needs to walk and mingle with other Kenyans for him to know that there are other rich Kenyans out there. And I'll tell you something, if you're rich, that is quiet money. You understand what I'm saying?
You don't go around advertising
it. So be careful, because the kind of crowd you're inviting into your life might end up detrimental in your finances, and you might lose a lot of money because of that, you know.
Yeah, because you've attracted the wrong kind of audience.
If you come here looking for a wife, there are people who've looked for wives and they found the right ones. Because
they're in successful marriages. Black Americans and Africans, to be specifically Kenyan women or men, and also Jamaicans and Caribbeans. Some of them have
Kenyan wives.
For example, there is a YouTuber who goes by the name Jam Tours. He's a good brother married to a very good Kenyan woman, at least from the outside looking in.
Right. And you know, what I was saying is there are other creators, like I'm sure a lot of you know, actually in Africa, people who showcase the positivity they're bringing into a country and how to invest and things like that. With the case of Leroy, I don't know if he has started looking into investments in Kenya.
Most probably, maybe
I don't know his personal investment situation, but what these sisters were saying is that, especially the one in red, if you don't find an investment plan so that you can be able to supplement whatever wealth you came with into Africa
and build on the wealth you came with to Africa.
Right, Nairobi is a very expensive city. You need to have money. It means you give yourself just a couple of years, that money will have run out, and then you need to pack and go back to the US. So basically what I'm saying is that how you gain popularity, not all fame is good fame, not all money is good money, what I'm saying.
Right, and especially in his case, because he wanted to be a member of parliament, and I think that's around the same time we started also following his content on TikTok.
We admired that. We were like, it was pretty courageous of him, a black American brother, right?
Yeah, coming into Kenya and daring to go for a seat in parliament. We wanted to see where that would go, so we started following him, but not so much his content.
Right, because personally I wanted, if I were able to meet him or come in contact with him somehow, what I wanted to ask was that why would he want to stand for a seat of a place he really doesn't know anything about? How was he going to change the lives of
Kenyans? And what would he do differently from other leaders? Because leaders, they all talk the same talk Brandon was talking. When I get into office, I'll do this, that, and the other for the people. And once they get into office, most leaders become very corrupt and they don't look back.
And then you put into consideration that he is a foreigner. So basically, he on the ground, he doesn't know what the locals are suffering from, what they need from their leader. So personally, I felt like that was audacious, but it's not something that is impossible. So long as you do your homework,
so long as you integrate with the locals to know what they really truly want or need, and you be comfortable or confident enough in yourself to say I can deliver what they're looking for.
Yeah, but you remember what I first said, guys, when we were starting this session? I feel like everything he does is for clout and there's no genuineness behind it, and therefore I don't feel like even him announcing that he wanted to run for a seat, it was genuine. He just wanted to gain the numbers and fame, right?
All right.
Yeah, I don't feel like anything he does is genuine, because there was also another video when he first came into Kenya and whatnot. He was talking about how Kenya was good, how Kenyans were treating him right, how he loved everything about Kenya. So how did
everything went so south so quickly?
So quick. How did it go from that to him coming and puffing his chest,
calling Kenyans poor and monkeys?
How talking about his high education in America? You know, if America is so good, personally, I would stay there. Don't come to Africa. Why are you coming to Africa if you have so much better?
Go with the monkeys.
Why are you coming
uneducated
in the jungle?
monkeys?
Uneducated, poor monkeys. Why are you coming to mingle with them? You know. Anyways, guys, I'll always say, I find it personally, I do find it like a red flag for a man to come from his country all the way cross an ocean.
Women. Compare your paycheck with women and their men. Because you know one thing with Kenya, right? Some
we don't compare,
and it's everywhere. Not only that. What I wanted to say is something with Kenya. Yes, much as there are good men, there are those deadbeats who are fathers and whatnot. Just like everywhere else in the world. You might hear some Kenyan women complain about their partners or their baby daddies, but not once will you hear that Kenyans had a foreigner call their men this and that and not intervene. They will always come out and intervene.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
So, I don't know, when he was, what is it called? When he was humiliating Kenyan men. I don't know if he thought women would join him or support him or just generally keep quiet.
Maybe that is what he thought.
And then women came for him really, like, you know, because some of the women who spoke in the internet, they were saying, in as much as all of us combined, we earn lower wages than Americans, and in as much as our men earn little to no money, those who take care of their family, they give their all. They don't even go 50-50, they give their all, you know. So
guys, let us know what you think about this episode. On the lighter side of things, this was just something that we thought we'd bring to your attention. It's something that is currently happening
right now.
Yeah, we will be able to follow the story and see where it ends up and see how Brandon turns out, because if he continues down this path, he won't even be able to walk in the streets, because it's like he's deliberately antagonizing the community he lives in. You know. Anyway, let us know what you think about this episode. Consider subscribing if it's your first time.
For me, my parting shot is what we always say. Anytime you go into a foreign place, it's not only in Africa, generally everywhere. Anytime you leave your homeland to go into a foreign place, first of all, investigate how people live there and their culture. What is acceptable, what it is not.
Right.
Because he put himself in a line of fire when he walks bare-chested, and Kenyan women are not used to seeing such kind of
public display. So they think he is immoral.
That's why we say, when you go to a place, investigate the culture, respect the culture. We get you have a good body to show for it, but also come with a little bit of humbleness. You know what I mean?
Bye, guys.